What's up guys, I got a brand new video for you today. Today we're looking at the RØDE Wireless Go, and this is the perfect little wireless setup for YouTubers, vloggers, run and gun documentary work. And if I think about it, I actually own quite a few RØDE products. I got like 4 mics and a couple of lav kits, and they make really good quality stuff and they sound great as well. Now I bought this wireless set about a month ago and I've been using it on and off throughout my videos. And there's lots to like about it, and there's a few things that I don't like about it, but we'll get to that later. But one thing I do like is the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. From websites to online stores, marketing tools, and analytics, Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence to run your business. All right, so right off the bat, looking at the size of these things, because that's the most important thing about the Wireless Go. Coming from larger wireless systems like Sennheiser or even the RØDE Link, which I'm using right now and I've been using for a long time, I will switch over to this to show you the audio quality, but I need to have this in my hand so I can show you guys. So this wireless opens up a few doors, which a bigger wireless pack doesn't. This is super easy to clip on the top of your camera. There's a little clip on the back here. It goes into the hot shoe. This also would work awesome with something like a GoPro or the Osmo Action once it gets an adapter for USB. And then you have like this little tiny setup with amazing audio quality. The packs are really small and lightweight, and they have built-in batteries which can actually go up to 7 hours. And they take about 2 hours to charge. Now I haven't fully used one of these for 7 hours, so I can't confirm that, but the battery has lasted a long time between times of using it. Now to charge the packs, they have a USB Type-C port on them, and you just plug them into your laptop or something like a battery charger or even a cell phone charger, and you'll be able to charge these up. The receiver has a little small LCD screen which shows you the connection and the battery life on both transmitter and the receiver. Aside from seeing your battery levels and your gain input as well as the connection, you can actually also see the audio levels as well. And that way you can tell if you're peaking. It also has a dB button that lets you set the levels on the receiver from 0, -6 to -12 dB. And that also has a 3.5mm jack out to your camera. Now on the transmitter side, it has a built-in mic, but you can also use your own lav if you want to plug in through a 3.5mm jack. But that built-in mic is pretty interesting because if you needed to use it in a pinch, you could. I'm going to show you what that sounds like right now. All right, so I just switched over to the RØDE Wireless Go, and we're using the built-in mic on this thing with no sound dampening. This does come with little mini dead cats. I guess they wouldn't be called dead cats, they'd be called mini dead caterpillars, because that's the size of them on this thing. And I'll put one on so you don't hear any wind noise, but you can clip this onto your shirt, which, I mean, kind of looks awkward. Like, do you really want to have that thing clipped off the side of your shirt? This is the little mini fuzzy dead caterpillar. There's what it looks like right there. And it has a little tiny clip in the back. And there's a little clip around the mic right here. Sorry if I'm destroying your ears. Okay, that's what it looks like. Clipped it onto my backpack. That's not as ugly, but this is what it sounds like with the mic clipped onto my backpack. I'm gonna switch back over to the lav. One thing I'd also like to mention is there's no lock on the transmitter side, so if you have a mic plugged into it, there's a chance it could pull out. One other cool thing you could do with this is you could make a really small wireless boom kit, and you could actually run a shotgun mic into it and gaff tape it or clip it to a boom pole, and you have a really lightweight wireless mic setup. Okay, so the million-dollar question that you're all probably thinking, what's the range on this thing? And RØDE has rated it at 230 feet, which is around 70 meters, and that's direct line of sight. Now, your mileage may vary depending on what's in the way or how you have the mic clipped on. Right now I have it clipped on my side, and the actual receiver is clipped on top of the camera. Let's do a range test and see what we get. All right, so I decided to come out here to this random field to do the range test because there shouldn't be any interference at all. Should be able to make it the full distance back there without any problems. I'm plugged in with the lav that's under my shirt right now. So I'm gonna read you some random Canadian facts, so let's do it. Canada has 10 provinces and 3 territories. We don't have states like some people think. The population of Canada is 37.06 million people. That's really not that much considering Canada is actually the 2nd largest country in the world based off land mass, obviously. We also have the longest coastline out of any other country, 202,000 kilometers. And I am now not that far away from the camera. I'm maybe 60 feet to 80 feet away from the camera. I'm gonna continue here. That has 20% of the world's fresh water, and we also have the most lakes in the entire world, so that's pretty awesome too. Okay, so I'm now 150, maybe 200 feet away. I have no idea if this is cutting out. I've turned my back a few times, but the transmitter is connected to my side here, so there shouldn't really be anything cutting out. Okay, so this is not going to be a line of sight test. This is going to be with obstructions, and we'll see if it cuts out. There's a bunch of trees here, so I'm going to go behind this first tree here, and I don't think it should have cut out by now, but you never know, because I have tried this thing and it's cut out just with a random body in the way. I'm now like 35 feet away, walking behind more trees, and walking. This is pretty much line of sight right down through the trees. I'm going to continue down through here and hope that I don't walk through poison ivy, but anything is possible. There's another tree, walking again past another tree. I'm pretty sure that it would have cut out by now because there's no way that it's working this good. So this mic is digital and it runs on 2.4 gigahertz, so should be pretty good with interference. You shouldn't be picking up any weird interference anyways, because the mic will actually auto choose the channel with the least interference. You can actually run up to 8 of these things without them interfering with each other. So as you can tell, the sound quality is amazing. It's as good as anything that's like 4 times its price. And I haven't even talked about price yet. It's only 200 bucks. So there's not much you can get that is digital, especially, that sounds as good for 200 bucks. And I've actually been filming this whole video with it on my C200 plugged in through the XLR. And I have a 3.5 millimeter to XLR cable made, and it works perfect. So I'd say the biggest problem with this mic is definitely the range when there's obstacles in the way. And it can actually cut out when you're only like 15 to 20 feet away. And I've even had this happen to me. And so, you know, my trust in it when I'm out doing things and it's not an ideal scenario where I'm just looking at the camera, I'd rather pick something like the Rode Link over this sometimes. That's kind of understandable because the wireless packs aren't that big and there's no room for huge antennas or transmitters, so it kind of makes sense. But this is definitely the perfect scenario for something like this where I'm talking straight towards the camera and I'm not that far away from it. And I think that most vloggers and people doing interviews won't have a problem with it at all. I want to give a big shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. And aside from being an awesome all-in-one platform, it's really cool that they support smaller channels like myself and help us keep the lights on. So I've been using Squarespace for a while now, and as someone who's a freelancer, I'm sure some of this resonates with a few of you, we don't really have a lot of time for web design. And if I'm being honest, I actually hate web design. But I found that with Squarespace, it was just super easy. They have lots of templates to get things set up. You can preview different templates and apply them so it'll switch it out on the fly for you. I think it's a perfect place for photographers to set up a portfolio because it's easy to get up and running. And it's also an easy place to set up an online store as well. And they have 24-hour customer support, so through the chat or through email. So check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And once you've got your website up and running, go to squarespace.com/thumbsdowntwice for a 10% discount on your first website or domain. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, you guys. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you can kind of understand how this mic sounds and works now. And yeah, that's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, give it a thumbs down twice. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. It is hot out here. I need to go inside. Canadians drink more than 22,700,000 hectoliters of beer per year. That's probably true, to be honest. People are becoming, this kid's just screaming over there. Ryan Gosling, Pamela Anderson, who cares about her? Drake, everybody knows about Drake. And obviously Shania Twain. Okay, I just realized there's a whole bunch of water here and I don't want to walk through that. I have to take my shoes off. So I'll walk along the shoreline, change of plans. So I could, you know, walk up to someone and be like, hey, how's your day going? And then this would just look really awkward, but this is what it looks like.